And we're going to go on to our last speaker for today, who is Dr. Ihsan Efrini. Dr. Ihsan Efrini was born and raised in Western Kurdistan in the city of Afrin. He was a strong advocate for peace in his home region of Rojava. He was the KDP Syria representative to North America from 2008 to 2013. He's currently on the board of Act for Afrin and KNCNA.
Thank you all. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar that hosted by Kurdish National Congress of North America, and to discuss Western Kurdistan, and the unification of these political forces. First, so I'm gonna give a general insight about the meeting that happened during this unification process, or to an understanding process, as Dr. Amy mentioned too. So after several meetings between His Excellency General Mazlum Abdi and His Excellency President Rojava Barzani, they reached and to an agreement, and then an initiative has been announced by General Mazlum Abdi, and that initiative was welcomed, of course, by all Kurdistani people across the globe. Then, after this initiative, started the meeting between the U.S. Deputy Special Envoy to the International Coalition, William Roper, and the General Mazlum Abdi. And they showed their seriousness about reconstructing the Kurdish house. While we're talking about that, in parallel, there were lots of voices that objecting this process on behalf of the Syrian opposition, as well from the Turkish state, There were voices objecting this process. Then I think the U.S. has sent a strong letter to all regional powers and all Syrian opposition fraction that anyone fight this process is going to be considered fights against U.S. interest in the region. So here, when the U.S. came, first of all, would like to mention too, in U.S. agenda, there was just a northeastern Syria, just from Eastern Euphrates. However, both sides of the Kurdistan, they consisted, like all Rojava, to be included in this negotiation. So after several days, they reached to that understanding too, and then started the meeting. And good to mention here that the U.S. is very consistent on this process to be successfully finalized. Though this unification among political Kurdish forces in Rojava. And U.S. mission also clarified their main targets to the region. U.S. had 3 main targets in the region, and to eliminate ISIS and all extremist forces from the region, to make sure that there is security, and so the humanity be preserved. And the second main target of U.S. in the region over there, especially in Syria, to make sure is Iranian withdrawal from all territory of Syria. And third, Kurds are unified in Rojava. So this is also one of the main target of the U.S. today in that region, that Kurds are unified. We will come now on the both Kurdish side. As we said, they get to an understanding, and on 5 main points. First point, their position towards Syrian regime, and secondly, their position toward Syrian opposition, third, their position on future of Syria, where every, as also be mentioned, like a Christian, Yazidi, everyone has their right to their self-determination, and they also reach an understanding on the Kurdish status, which is a decentralized, political decentralized region, which is a federal region. Also, they reach an understanding on a position on the Syria in general. Here, the most controversial point in this whole discussion, it was a military and security forces issue. So KNC has proposed, just on Kurdish level, to unify all Kurdish forces, YPG, YPG, and Peshmerga, into one unified Kurdish force, which will be a neutral force, don't belong to any political party, and with a unified force, they would join SDF or a new form of political institution, military institution, with assistance of the US and the coalition parties. Now, on those understanding or this is agreement, Germany, France, Great Britain, Russia, all they welcome this agreement and showed their willingness of support if needed. Now here, both sides of the Kurdish side, the KNC, Syria, Kurdish National Council of Syria, and the PYD delivered their concerns first about the instability of Syrian pounds, and they proposed, also suggested to the use of the US dollar in the market. Also asked friends of the Kurds to help the region with development projects that could help the civilian to survive from this disastrous crisis. Also, regarding the regions being occupied by Turkey, Afrin, Sarikani, Geresipi, and the inhuman treatment by Islamist militia backed by Turkey, such as kidnapping people, asking for ransom, and then raping women and girls of the Kurds. And one of the most important issues also, the brainwashing of the Kurdish children by this extremist idea. Exactly what that is similarly what they were doing ISIS in Raqqa and Mosul, the brainwashing our Kurdish children, and also I'm sorry, just so they're putting their hand on the property of the Kurds, and they giving them to the new settler of the Arabs. Plus, in some region like Bulbul and the area, there's a region called Bulbul area. They settling over there the Muslim Uyghurs, those Chinese Muslims they brought from China. They now settling them there also in that area too. And also, as we mentioned, also I would also like to repeat about the olive trees, burning the cutting the olive trees, burning planted Kurdish lands, burgling olive oil, ancient traces, grain, wheat to Turkey, then from there going to international market in front of the international community. Because of this brutal treatment of the Turks and its Islamist militia, we hope the international community and countries that still respect and recognize the human dignity to support this process of unification. So a unified Kurdish political force is the only solution to rescue Western Kurdistan, human, nature, animal from those brutal invaders. Here I would like to sum up and to say that the unification of both Kurdish sides is a matter of to be or not to be, exist or not, or there no existence of the Kurds anymore. So, and Rojava will say, so our destiny in your hand. And just would like to remind you, the history is ruthless. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. So right now, we're going to go ahead into the question and discussion